Hello citizens and welcome back. This is our match preview for Wolves versus Man City in the Premier League, so make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well. Let's jump into it. So we just had our first defeat this season against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, and look, it's one of those things, both teams made a few changes. Our players played well in the first half. We didn't make changes in the second quick enough, and it cost us, and we're out of the competition, and that's fair enough. And for me, well, I'm not too bothered about it. Yes, I want to win every game. Yes, I want to win every competition, but one of those things. And at least the players will get a week off now, every now and then. So looking ahead at this game, and I think this is a tricky game. A lot of people say it's Wolves. You should be beating them 3-4, 5-0. But I think Wolves are one of those odd little teams. They're almost like a sleeping giant. I'm not going to say they're going to win the league or anything like that, but they're one of those teams that are capable of playing really good football, not getting any reward for it, and they are a good team. They're a good technical team, quality throughout, but they just don't have enough goals. And as we saw against Ipswich, I watched that game. I thought they played well against Ipswich, but again, they just don't take the chances, and Ipswich, they hurt them because they did take their chances, and that's what we're probably going to do to them as well. We'll take our chances, and whatever little they create, they may or may not take, but I don't think they will, and we could end up winning 3 or 4-0. But Wolves are a decent team. I do actually like them. And, if they had a proper striker up front, one that could score 15, 20 goals a season, I think they'd finish top half. I think they'd push 8th or 7th. So, yeah, Wolves, tricky tie. Now, as for City, look, we got injuries throughout the team. Stones ain't back. Bernardo's out. We did make a few changes in the week, of course. We rested Haaland. We rested Foden for most of the game. Diaz as well. Edison will be coming back in. So we are going to be pretty much a very strong team. The biggest problem around City at the moment and the talk of the town is Phillips. What do we do about him? Does he start in this game? Now, in his press conference, Pep did say that we're not going to change how we play. Rodri offers us a lot of different things. Absolutely quality. And we're just going to carry on playing like we normally do because it's got us to where we are. Is Phillips the answer to that? He's going to probably say no. And I'd agree. Phillips isn't the answer to that. Now, would I play Phillips in this game? Because you look at our defense and it pretty much calls itself, isn't it? It's going to be Ake, Akanji, Diaz, Walker, Guardiola. Any of them can play, and to be honest, any of them can do the job. Midfield, though, the midfield in the week was Gomez on the right-hand side, Phillips at CDM, and then Kovacic. And that was an absolute mess of a midfield, that. So I'd expect Alvarez to come drop into the middle instead of... Well, I think it was Bob on that side. I'm not even sure who was playing there, to be honest with you, because it moved around a lot. But it'd be Alvarez in the middle, possibly Kovacic, and possibly Phillips as well. That's what I'd expect, because with Bernardo out, who else have we got? Right wing, it's got to be Foden. It's got to be Grealish on the left. And it will be Haaland up front with Doku on the bench. That's how I see this lineup going. But would I play Phillips in that CDM role? I don't think I would. I think I'd probably play... And hear me out, I think I'd probably play Akanji there. Ideally, I think Pep's method, or probably mine, would be that if Rodri is out, he'd probably play Stones in that role, because Stones is capable of doing it. We saw it in the Champions League final. He was absolutely phenomenal in that game. He had the most dribbles of anyone in the Champions League final since Messi got there. And Stones is incredible with the ball, without it. And he's strong as well, like Rodri wins his aerial duels, go forward. He's got good ability, Stones. He's very underrated with the ball. And I saw it with Everton when we played him in the Carabao Cup semi-final them years ago, when he was there before he came to us. And he absolutely tore us apart at the Etihad. He was phenomenal. We were lucky to get away with that game and reach the final of the competition. That was under Pellegrini there. So I think he'd play Stones there. But when Stones was out, he played Akanji, that kind of hybrid role, and Akanji would pick up the ball and he'd drift into midfield and he'd go forward from centre-back ahead of Rodri and push forward, and Akanji is capable of doing that role in the Champions League final. He fed the ball through to Bernardo when the ball eventually fell to Rodri. And Akanji does like to drive forward with the ball. He has got a decent hit on him. He can play the through balls. So I think he might be tempted to play Akanji at that CDM role instead of Phillips. And if he does, you got to say Phillips should probably move on at the end of the season, whether you like him or not playing, not getting the minutes. He's not doing the job he's called in to do. Probably because he's not getting the minutes. But I'd say move him on at the end of this season. That's what I'd be looking to do. Will Pep do that? Don't know. I mean, if I'm a better man, I'd probably say Phillips plays there. But I'd be tempted to play Akanji. I don't know how wild that sounds to you all. So yeah, that's it. I mean, look, Wolves, on paper, you should be looking at this game, like I said, like last season, we beat them 3-0 there. They had a player sent off as well, made it a little bit easier for us because I think we took off. We went down a few gears once that happened. But I'd expect a win out of this game. I'm going to say 3-0 to City. But Wolves are dangerous and don't discount them because they have got quality for that team. They just don't take their chances. And as we've seen, we're quite vulnerable on the counter attack still, as I saw against Newcastle a few times. And that's it. That's the match preview. Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let me know what you would do with Phillips. Would you play him in that role? Would you move him on in the season? Let me know. Thanks for watching as always. And check back tomorrow for the match watch along, which we will be doing. Kickoffs at 3 p.m. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.